let that moment sink in. Obviously for the 6 that are wearing the jumper for the first time, for the ones that presented it, that know what it means. Okay, and those of you who have played in it before, what it means to you, okay, what you're going to bring to the table.
The Melbourne Demons AFL Women's Club has allowed 7:30 behind the curtain to follow the journey of a football team and league in its infancy.
It looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like to be a Demon. Right, we've just got to keep it really simple. Just play your role, execute as a group, and we walk away today really proud of producing something special and the start of something massive.
You've got some young players that are 18 and fresh off the back of year 12, and then you've got grown women that have lived lives and travelled and had multiple careers and played across a number of different sports. So there is a broad range of people you're working with, but ultimately for me, massively rewarding.
Through the season, the players will discover whether their hard work and heartache is all worth it.
All right, GWS ring for one hell of a shot. Good luck.
I have a great feeling in my stomach, and we've got something pretty special at Melbourne. And you know, I don't want to say that we're going to go all the way in case we don't, but yeah, I feel like we've got, you know, all our ducks in a row to have a really successful season.
Oh look, the competition's pretty brutal with only 7 games. Could go either way, but I'm hoping really like the way we finished off last season. If we can start the season off like that, I think we go pretty well.
The Demons considered the team to beat, and with just 7 rounds, it is oh so crucial to start well.
After the inaugural competition, we met 3 young women balancing work with football and expectations with reality. Now we'll see what this season holds for them.
Cranston takes the mark, kicks the goal, and the D's have now hit the front.
So I'm a qualified landscaper now. Last year I really struggled working full-time and doing AFL Women's at the same time. My body didn't like me for it. So this year I've taken 2 months off during AFL Women's season, and I focus mainly on footy.
And that was well done by Downey. Good to see her back this season after a hamstring injury ruined her season last year.
Yeah, that was incredibly heartbreaking for me. You know, not just, you know, for the fact that I'd spent, you know, so long sort of getting my body ready for the season, but also just the thought that I wasn't going to get a chance to run out with my teammates again. So, yeah, emotionally it was a very sort of challenging experience.
Oh, it's going to land the way of Scott. Can she find a little bit of space? Puts it on the left and she snaps a goal. So the D's extend their lead and Scott's got her second.
I'm actually giving up my business back home, so just milking cows, but yeah, for the opportunity to focus on footy, something I felt I needed to do, otherwise I wouldn't be able to give it 100%.
The season lasts just 7 weeks, but in that time the players experience injuries, heartbreak and huge life changes.
Tonight we're just going to go 5 minutes opposition, and then we'll come back in and just look at some strategy, particularly tying into AFL announcement yesterday.
Just 1 round in, the league is already under attack for being boring to watch.
The good news is it doesn't really change anything for us, it actually helps us. So,
it spurred the AFL to introduce an unprecedented mid-season rule change to encourage a more attacking style of football.
It has been a bit tough, I think, some of the criticism here and there, but you know, at the same time, it's going to keep us on our toes and keep us pushing towards where we want to be as a league.
You'll find that they'll just spin in.
Pete, what if in that situation in the ball, like we get possession of the ball, goes all the way down there, would we then push up, or would we?
Correct.
The Demons are workshopping how to apply the new rule to their game plan.
All it really means is they want a 15-metre perimeter. So the umpire, if you're in that area, will hold play and wait for you to get out, okay? So this actually plays into our hands. This is how we want to play footy.
Right, let's go through the team, hopefully no surprises.
But by game day, the coach is more concerned about team morale than the rule change.
And we're fueled by heart. Now we love what we do. We love each other. Now we do anything for each other. So you've got to one team that's fueled by emotion and fear, it's going to run out. It's going to run out. You've got one team that's got method and heart, there's always going to be in the game. Don't be worried about making a mistake, because what's on the other side is something pretty special. Okay, so it's almost step one last week, step two is putting on our wings and just going for it. I enjoyed it, looking forward to it.
It's been a week of high drama.
And the D's make it 2 from 2. They are going to be hard to beat in 2018.
Few players have made sacrifices for the game as big as Shelley Scott's. She's just sold her dairy farm, and at 29 years old, she's moving into her first share house in Melbourne.
I think at the end of the day, I knew I couldn't do both, so I couldn't do both and give them both 100%. So whilst football's just a short window of opportunity, I can always go back in farming later on in life. So I was my own boss back home as well, so and just outdoors all the time. I didn't really have to answer to anyone but the cows. So whereas up here, just traffic, people everywhere. It'll take a bit of adjusting. The way I look at it is if I don't get a contract, I'm still, I guess, on a journey to sort of explore what else there is in life.
Sacrifices are always easier to make when you're winning.
The Magpies victorious over the red and the blue in the red centre.
After a strong start to the season, the D's have 2 losses on the road.
Keep your heads up, don't be sorry for yourselves. You've still got a great opportunity. Do yourself proud, do the club proud.
Yeah, it was incredibly disappointing. I think the team took some of the losses pretty hard too. Like it was, it was a pretty, we're pretty down after the second loss in particular.
Midfielder Meg Downey has returned to Melbourne with an injury.
It's nothing too serious at all. Just got a little, sore shoulder. I got sling tackled and then just landed on it awkwardly. So it's nothing too serious. Just take myself up for training, make sure I protect it all, and it should be fine.
Bit of a black eye as well?
Yep. This is my second black eye in a row now, 2 weeks in a row. So
the team is still recovering from shock losses to 2 of the league's bottom-ranked teams.
Yeah, it's good.
It's all right.
It's pretty sore actually.
Yeah.
After last year's season-ending injury, Meg Downey is conscious of the toll football can take on her body.
Downey taken out of the contest by Casey.
So the service, I'm looking at the service charge type code.
Unlike their male counterparts, most of the women are juggling football with day jobs.
Yeah, so we need to find out what that's...
And Downey worries that not being able to devote more time to training could increase her risk of getting hurt.
For me, it's been quite stressful. I can fit a full-time job in, I can fit the AFLW in, but that if I was to do that, my body would be not in the best place that it could be, so I wouldn't be playing the best footy that I could be. My mind, I'd be stressed, and I'd be worn pretty thin. So that's another piece that I can stick in. Yeah, so it's really helped, working part-time.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before it becomes a full-time proposition for the girls, and the money's there. They don't have to keep juggling part-time work or full-time work. Because the commitment's there, no doubt, and I know all of our girls would love to be in that position, and they'd certainly make the most of it.
Do you want to go in relation to training?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't really tried anything to see what it's like with pain.
Probably worthwhile, just some Panadol, so that he doesn't, I'll just lock it off. So.
Feels pretty good.
Rocky Cranston has also returned to Melbourne worse for wear.
Just went up for a mark and didn't do it too well. I think the ball landed right on the tip and it just collapsed in on itself and dislocated it pretty badly. And then we couldn't get it back in, so got the green whistle, which was probably the only highlight of the night.
Despite giving up her landscaping job for 2 months, it's a constant battle to stay injury-free.
that's we play sport. We know there's injuries going to happen. It's not going to stop anyone from playing. So I think it's the risk you take, and you love the game, so you get through it. And if you want to get back out there, you'll go through the rehab. So I know I would.
In order to play at this level, she's lost 30 kilos over 3 years through a gruelling diet and exercise regime.
When I was playing footy back at local level, I was, I think, 106 kilos, down to 76 now. Yeah, it was tough, but it had to be done.
But I want you to come here after the game, sit in these chairs, and be absolutely dripping with sweat. You couldn't have given any more. Time's for action now. Let's get into it.
This is high stakes for Melbourne.
Their premiership aspirations are on the line, but more importantly, they need to win big. They need a big percentage boost, and it has to happen with goals.
So the Demons, at their devastating best, they prevail by 35 points, and they've set up a Saturday night date with the Bulldogs. The winner will play in the grand final.
We are ruthless right across the ground. Even in offence, we don't give the opposition a chance. It doesn't happen by chance that we're the #1 team in the contest, because we work harder than anyone else in the competition. Let's bring it right from the first contest. Strong around the ball, strong for each other, bleed red and blue. Let's go.
It's a virtual preliminary final for the Bulldogs and the D's, with tonight's winner to progress straight through to AFLW Grand Final Day. A loss would end Melbourne's season, so the nerves will be jangling as they run out to face their destiny.
I was pretty nervous. I was going through my head. Probably just don't stuff it up.
40 metres out. She's got it.
With just 90 seconds left in the game, Melbourne is in the lead until disaster strikes.
Lachlan snaps and goals! The Dogs are in front! It's jubilation for the Dogs, devastation for the D's.
I'm only you, can't you see? I made a mistake. Please just look me in my face. Tell me everything's okay.
After months of preparation, pain and physical punishment, it's over. But the changes the AFL Women's League has made to the lives of its players are permanent.
Yeah, it's definitely changed my life, and just little things like sometimes getting recognised on the street, and like that's just weird to me, but I have to dress up a bit more when I leave the house now. But yeah, it's just, and seeing little girls with signs with your name on it and your number on their jumper, it's pretty special. I think the future's pretty bright. I think, there are a lot of haters out there, but I think we're proving them all wrong, and like we only get 15 hours a week, so obviously it's not going to be as good as the men's, so people will always say that, but when we are full-time, it could be a completely another level, and I think the future's looking really good for it.